If you memorize these three basic points, then you will be able to write any chemical reaction of organic compound. The first point is breaking of covalent bond. The second point is type of reagents. The third and the most important point is types of organic reaction. Hello students, how are you? Today we will discuss about the organic reaction or the chemical reactions that occur in organic compounds. And you know that organic compounds are is the most important topic in organic chemistry. Organic chemistry always deals or concerned with the organic compounds, and organic compounds are the compounds that contain carbon and hydrogen directly or covalently bonded. Means all the organic compounds are covalent compounds. Always keep it in mind that all the organic compounds are covalent compounds. Maybe they are non-polar, maybe polar. It depends upon the electronegative difference. Before starting the organic reactions, before starting the mechanism of chemical reaction of organic compound, you have to memorize three basic points. If you memorize these three basic points, then you will be able to write any chemical reaction of organic compound. Mark my word, if you memorize these 3 points. The first point is breaking of covalent bond. There are further two types of breaking of covalent bond. The first one is homolytic and second one is heterolytic. We will discuss in detail just after a while. The second point is type of reagents, that there are how many types of reagent, what are the reagent is basically, and what type of charge carry a reagent or not. So these are the three, there are three types of reagents: the free radical, nucleophile and electrophile. We will also discuss it in detail just after a while. The third and the most important point is types of organic reaction. That how many types of organic reaction, always keep in your mind there are four generally types of organic reactions. The first one is addition reaction, in which there are two subtypes such as oxidation and reduction, and we know that addition of oxygen is called oxidation and addition of hydrogen in a particular compound in a chemical reaction is called reduction. So these two types are included in addition reaction. Second one is substitution reaction. Substitution reaction also called a displacement reaction, in which the one part of organic compounds disconnected and attached to the second organic compound. This is called displacement reaction. We also discussed in detail in the types of organic reaction. The third one is elimination reaction. Say for example, after completion organic reaction, if an organic compound remove its one part, this is called elimination reaction. And the last one is condensation reaction. After the removal of water, if two organic compounds merge into one another, this is called condensation reaction. And we will completely do a detailed discussion on these all the 3 points. Now, if we talk about the first point, that is breaking of covalent bond, and I have mentioned a definition of reaction, that what is actually a reaction. Say for example, someone asks you that what is reaction, that what will you say? You will say that a reaction is occur, or a reaction is defined as a chemical process in which the previous bond of a compound broken and the new compounds will form. This is called a reaction. Means I have mentioned a general chemical reaction in which AB compound react with CD and makes AD and BC. It means A disconnected with B, means the previous bond of A with B are broken, and it will make new bond with D, and the product will be AD. Same like this, BC, B will disconnect with the A and connected with the C, and this is called BC. Means the you can say the breaking of previous bond and the formation of new bond is called reaction. It means the breaking of previous bond is much important to start a chemical reaction. Now we will discuss homolytic fission and heterolytic fission in detail. First, I think you should have to jot it down, because I have to remove it to elaborate some example of homolytic and heterolytic to make you understand better. Or you have 1 or 2 seconds, you can take a screenshot, then after that we will start. Now we will discuss about the homolytic reactions, that what type of homolytic reactions are. Always keep it in your mind that homo means same and lytic means breaking down. The compound that contains same type of atom, if the bond break between them, this is called homolytic reactions. Let's take an example. I already have mentioned an example of chlorine, that if the bond break between the chlorine atom, then the free radicals are produced. How this is occur? This is just because of the concept of electronegativity. Say for example, when the two chlorine atoms make bond, this chlorine has share one electron, as well as this chlorine also has share one electron. And we know that both the chlorine have same electronegativity, means the electronegative value of chlorine is 3.4. And we know that what is electronegativity? Electronegativity basically an ability of an atom to attract the shared pair of an electron. Say for example, when chlorine share its one electron to make bond, after making the bond, it attracts the shared pair of an electron. If the both sides are chlorine atoms, then the electron density will be remain in the center, because the same force, the same pulling force, or the same electronegative value which this chlorine has, this chlorine also have the same value. It means the electron density will remain in the center, and when the bond breaks, say for example, if the bond break, always keep it in mind, bond always broken from the center. When the bond break, this chlorine atom, oh sorry, this electron will move toward this chlorine, and this electron will move toward this chlorine, and the products are two chlorine atoms along with the unpaired of an electron. And always keep it in your mind, a free radical is called a free radical only when an atom has unpaired of electron. Now this chlorine has one unpaired electron, this has also, and this is the concept of electronegativity, in which the same type of atom, when they make bond and when the bond breaks, the respective electron move toward their respective atoms. This is all about the homolytic reaction. Hope you all will understand. And the most important thing about the homolytic reaction, when the bond break between the two same type of atom, then always the free radicals are produced. And we have already discussed that free radical is the type of reagent when the reagent attacks on the substrate to proceed or to start a chemical reaction. So this is all about the homolytic reaction. If you have any question or query, please do comments. Now we will talk about the heterolytic reaction. Heterolytic reaction is just the opposite of homolytic. In heterolytic, the compound contain two different type of atom. Say for example, I have mentioned an example of hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid, in which hydrogen is less electronegative element, or we can say an electropositive element, where chlorine is electronegative element. If we talk about the electronegativity of chlorine, it is 3.4, where the electronegativity of hydrogen is 2.1. So there is a difference between the electronegative values. In this case, the electron pair will shift it toward the chlorine. Why? Because chlorine has more electronegative value. So that's why the bond will become weak, and when finally broken down, this electron pair will be moved toward the chlorine, and chlorine has here negative charge. It means it has gained one electron, or it has absorbed or snatched one electron from the hydrogen. And hydrogen carry positive charge just because of it has lose one electron, which is absorbed or which is gained by the chlorine. So this is the polar inorganic reaction. Why we call HCl compound is polar? Because there is an electronegative difference between the HCl. Hydrogen is electropositive, it has to lose one electron. Where chlorine is electronegative, it has to accept or it has to gain one electron to complete their outermost shell. So that's why this is a polar compound, and polar compound always contain two different type of atom. And if the reaction in which the compound contain two different type of reaction, this reaction is called homolytic reaction. Or we can also say, if the bond break between the atoms which are of different type, then the reaction is called heterolytic reaction, because hetero means different and lytic means breaking down. So this is all about the heterolytic reaction, and I have mentioned all the theories of like concept of electronegativity for the sake of that. If you are writing the answer in the question on the question paper, you can write this theory. And the one of the most important point of heterolytic reaction, when the bond breaks in the heterolytic reaction, always ions are produced, and we can see that hydrogen has positive charge where chlorine has negative charge. But in case of homolytic reaction, free radicals are produced. In it means when homolytic reactions occur, always free radicals are produced. It means they have no positive or negative charge, means there is no concept of net charge. But if we talk about heterolytic, due to the difference of electronegative values, they have positive and negative charge, means one cation and one anion. We know that when atom is converted into its ion means an atom that carry net charge. If it has positive charge, then it is a cation. If an atom that carry negative charge, then it will be an anion. Anion means gaining of electron, where cation means losing of electron. So this is all about heterolytic reaction. Now I mention the topic such as carbocation formation. Basically, carbocation formation is an important, we can say, a topic or important content in case of organic reactions or the chemical reactions of organic compound, because most of the organic reactions we have usually seen there is a formation of carbocation. What does it mean? We know that carbon is not a metal, it's not a non-metal, it's a metallite, but its property depends upon the counterpart. If the carbon is attached or connected with the uh, electronegative element, then there will be carbocation formation. Let's take an example. Say for example, if methyl chloride, if there is a bond between the methyl and chlorine, We know that the chlorine has electronegative value of 3.4, where carbon has electronegative value of 2.5. It means the electron density will be shifted toward the chlorine. So that's why carbon carry partial positive charge and chlorine carry partial negative charge. And always keep it in your mind, when the electron density are not present in the center, the bonds become weak. And when the bond become weak, then the partial positive and partial negative charge appears. And when the electron density will shift toward the chlorine, bonds become weak. And when the bond broken, and when the bond will break, carbon carry positive charge and chlorine carry negative charge, because chlorine is electronegative element. So that's why there is always the formation of carbocation. If the carbon carry positive charge, this is called carbocation. And the other point is that when carboanion will form, carboanion will form when carbon atom is connected with the electropositive element. Say for example, we know that lithium is a metal, is an alkali metal. Say for example, if methyl is connected with the lithium, we know that lithium is a metal, is an alkali metal. An alkali metal, it means it is electropositive. What does it mean? Electropositive mean lithium has to lose one electron because it is metal, and we know that metal have tendency to lose electron very easily. When lithium will lose electron, then carbon will definitely accept the electron, and the charge density, or sorry, electron density will be shifted toward the carbon, and the bond when will break, then carbon carry negative charge, and this is called carboanion. Basically, the formation of carboanion is very rare in the organic reactions or the chemical reactions of organic compound, but abundantly we have seen that carbocation formation is have more chances to be formed. So this is all about heterolytic reaction and homolytic reaction. If you have any question or query, you can do comments.